Okay, guys, I know that y'all are confused about what went on today, and I decided that I would make this video and post it so that y'all would have a little better idea of what was supposed to go on. I forgot the notes at school, so I'm just going to go over your homework assignment with you. The first thing you're supposed to do is to classify each polygon by its number of sides. So on your notes, I gave you the number of sides and I told you what each polygon was called. And then I told you that a polygon was a closed figure and it could not overlap. So in order for it to be convex, it had to have lines that went outside, and for it to be concave, the lines would go inside. So if you look right here, let me get to my pencil, sorry. It's been a while since I've done this. If you look right here, those go inside. Right here, and right here, and right here, and right here, all these come inside the figure. So anytime they go inside, that's going to be concave. So they go into the inside of the shape. Anytime that it stays on the outside of the shape, that's going to make it convex. Okay, so anytime that you have something that goes towards the inside of the figure, that makes it concave. Like a cave goes inside a mountain. That's how you think of concave. It's going to go inside. So you can tell which figures are concave, and then you can see which figures are convex. And then to identify the figures, you count the sides. So like at the top, I'm just going to change colors for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6-sided figure. So we know that a 6-sided figure is called a hexagon. So you would write hexagon. And that's all you have to do. Don't make this harder than it is. It's not that hard. All right, then let's go down to the bottom of the page. And down here, it says find each of the regular polygons, find the sum of the measures of the interior angles, and then find the measure of each interior angle. Okay, to find the sum of the interior angle, all you have to do is use the formula. Now, I gave you the formula, and so the first thing we have to do is we know that a pentagon is 5 sides. We know a nonagon is 9 sides, right? And then 18 sides and 32 sides. Okay, so when we want to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles, your formula is 180 n minus 2. Okay? So in order for us to do that, all we're going to do is we're going to plug in the number of sides right there for n. So we're just going to say 180 5 minus 2. And you're going to plug it into your calculator, and that's going to give you your sum. So every time you're just going to change this number right here. You're going to plug in the 9, you're going to plug in the 18, you're going to plug in the 32, and it's going to give you your sum. Okay? So if we take in and we take 5 minus 2, we get 3. So we're going to take 180 times 3, and that would get us our sum. And then it wants us to find each interior angle. To find each interior angle, you're going to take 180, you're going to do the n minus 2, and then you're going to divide by n. So you're actually going to take the 180, and you're going to do the 5 minus 2. So you have your answer, and then you're going to divide by 5. Okay, so you're actually going to change out that number again. You're actually going to change out the 5 and 5 again, and that's going to be how many for each. So you're going to put the 9 and the 9 again, and the 18 and 18, and 32 and 32. And that's all you have to do. Those are your 2 equations, and you're going to change out those 2 equations each time. So if I want to use my equations, this is going to be my equation for the sum, and this is going to be my equation for each. Okay? All right, then moving on to the second page. It says, the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon is given. Find the number of sides. Okay, so this means we have to go to the opposite. We have to do the opposite. So if we do this, we're actually using the equation, but we've got to go backwards. Okay, sorry, I cut myself off. We're going to do 180 n minus 2 over n, and we're going to set it equal to 170 because we've got to solve for that 170. We've got to see how many sides are left over because we already know how many degrees each angle is. So we're going to multiply each side by n. So we're going to cancel that out. So we have 180n, and then 180 times negative 2 is negative 360 equals 170n. 170, sorry, let me fix this. $170n. Then you're going to subtract your 170n. Subtract 170n. So you have 10n minus 360 equals 0. Add your 360. So you have 10n equals 360. Divide by 10. So n equals 36. And that's what you're going to do. You just do the opposite operation. And your examples that you had in class give you that example again. And you're just solving for n using the equation. So I'm going to highlight that equation for you. Here's that equation that you need to use. And you're just going to plug in the angle that you have, which in the next one would be 162. Okay, going to the next section, you're going to find the sum of the interior angle first. So remember, in a triangle, how many degrees are in a triangle? Well, remember, in order to find the sum of the interior angles, you're going to take 180 times n minus 2, right? Well, we know this is a three-sided figure, so you're going to do 180 times 3 minus 2, which is 1, so there's 180 degrees. So you take 60 plus 70 is 130, and then you take 180 minus 130 is 50. So we knew this is 50 degrees. This is a four-sided figure, so you say 180 n minus 2. So 180, 4 minus 2 is 2. So 180 times 2 is 360. So you would say 120 plus 90 plus 90. You'd get your total, and then you'd say 360 minus whatever it is, and that would get you that angle right there. And you're going to do the same thing on the next one and the next one. Okay, guys, and then page 3. Come on. There's page 3. Let's get page 3 here. Okay, and then page 3 is just your review. So find BC, that's going to be your distance formula. And then your midpoint, and then down here your corresponding angles cut by the transversal. So we know that these two are going to be equal, so you're going to set those equal. And then down here, which domain value will produce the range. So if the range is negative 90, so you're going to set negative, you're going to set negative 9, there it goes. You're going to set negative 90 equals negative 2 x minus 4 squared plus 8, and you're going to solve that. and you're going to solve for x. So this is just giving you the rest of your homework. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit. I'll be back on Tuesday, but I will be giving you the videos from here on out, so hopefully that'll help you out. Pass the word along so that y'all know the videos are on here. I'll give you video notes, and then I'll give you some help with your homework. So get onto Teams and watch the videos. See you soon. Bye.